G'day and welcome back. I apologise I didn't have a video out last week. I was absolutely knackered after being in Melbourne at the Expo. It sucked the guts clean out of me. But absolutely fantastic time down there. The wife and I, we went down on Tuesday and we came home on the Friday and had an absolute ball. So met a lot of YouTube creators from all over Australia. From Perth up to far north Queensland. Unbelievable. And had people who watch the channel come up, shake my hand and introduce themselves, which was absolutely amazing. So thanks everybody who came up and said g'day. It was great. Down there at the Expo there was that much to see there. It was incredible. I spent pretty much 2 full days just walking around. And every time I walked around, I seen something new that I missed the time before. And it's truly amazing the amount of robotic stuff there is now. Like the automation side of things is bloody amazing. I didn't come home with a new mill, but I did come home with a couple of goodies. So I'll get these out of the boxes and show you, but I picked up a set of coolant proof 6-inch digital verniers, and something I've been wanting for years and never been able to do it, but I picked up a Noga arm. And also I had a viewer kindly send in a BT50 ER40 collet Arbor for the horizontal side of the Cincinnati. Righto, so what we got here is the Noga, and these are way nicer than I ever thought they were ever going to be. I'd never actually seen one in person until down at the Expo, and yeah, because people always say they're fantastic, you know, they're good. But you just don't know until you actually play around with it. And as soon as I played around for about 3 seconds, I knew I had to buy one. So, absolutely awesome. It's got the fine adjust. And that magnet is probably 5 times stronger than any other mag base I've got here. It's incredibly strong. And it's the 80 kilo magnet, so super excited to have that. So you're going to see that used a lot. Now, long-time viewers of this channel will know that when I first started out with YouTube, I had a set of Mitutoyo digital verniers, and it soon became apparent that they were a knockoff set. These ones aren't, I can guarantee that. So these are the 6-inch digital units. They're coolant proof, IP67. And I did grab out my old set of Mitutoyo ones after I found them in the cupboard, buried about 9 foot deep in shit. You can tell that they are definitely a knockoff set. Just the fit and finish is so much nicer on these. So if you're interested in these, there's all the numbers on the back. But these are going to be absolutely brilliant on the mill. I got that Shah's set that Greg sent over. They are really, really nice. There's nothing wrong with the Shah's set, but I have been caught 2 or 3 times where a bit of coolant on the mill or the lathes actually got on here, and yeah, I've had to do a bit of magic on it to get them to work again. But having a coolant proof set is going to be, it's going to solve a couple of issues. But I'll still be using the Shah set along with this set as well. Really look after them. So that Shah set, they are a really nice set of verniers too. And these are just Mickey Mouse. Super excited to have them. This is a BT50 to a ER40 Arbor. what the T stands for is a tapping. It's got a tapping feature. So this end here will actually come in and out. I think it's around 40 odd mil it's got of travel. So they're using for tapping. But with a little bit of a modification down in there, you can actually lock this head, lock the ER collet back up into the arbor, which is what I've done. So it's just a solid, yeah, it's just a solid BT50 ER40 now. But within about 3 minutes I can have it back to a tapping, a tapping arbor if I want it to be. But I've been looking for an ER or BT50 ER collet for a long time, and I was going to build one. This was much easier, I will admit. I still may have a crack at making one day, but to get that taper correct, it's going to be a bit of a mission. Yeah, I may have another tool that might be able to help me with that later on. So anyway, super excited to have this too. So I'm going to rip the head off the mill now and bolt this up and yeah, see how she all runs. One thing I will have to make for this arbor is a new arbor for the face mill, which has a straight shank that'll fit in the ER collet. Now I want to wait till I've got it all mounted up to see how long this straight arbor has to be. Whether it's got to be a couple inches long so I can get it over the table a bit, I'm not too sure. So I've got to get it all mounted up till I can work out the length it has to be to make a new arbor. Okay, there's one more thing I'd like to share on the channel that was sent in by a viewer. He got in contact with me and asked if he could have I think it was some sort of file of the artwork I have on my stickers. So I had no idea what he was doing, and so I sent it to him, and I'm going to spin this around and show you what he built me. So what he's gone and done is built a canvas cover for the welder, got these printed up, and he's sewn these one on each side. How cool is that? It's all Velcro, so you can just remove it. There it is. Absolutely perfect fit. I did speak to him on the phone. I said, how did you get such a good fit? And he goes, I've got the same welder. It worked out really, really well. But it's not getting covered in crap now, mate. I am over the moon with that and truly appreciate it. It'll last for bloody years too. Got a bit of camo on the back here too, and on the front. Done well, eh? Bloody good fit. That's an easy bit done. I've got the front support off. I've loosened them two back bolts. It simply slides back up against the wall. What you can see there, 1, 2, 3 bolts take off. I can sling this up first and then the head will come off easy. Like I say, it's a pretty easy setup to get off. Just when you put it back on, you just got to tram both axes back in. That's the only thing, because his head will go that way and obviously that way. Rotates in both directions. So, and the whole time I've owned this head, this mill, I've never been able to find a brand name or whatever on this head. I don't know whether it's original Cincinnati add-on or I don't know what. I've never found a name on it. There is a tag, but it's only the distributor of who actually sold it. There's a tag there. WM Ridden & Co. Engineering. So out of Auburn in New South Wales, so I don't know, that's the only tag it has on it. So if anyone can shine a bit of light on that history, be greatly appreciated. Now, just bringing back a bit of memory, when I last pulled this head off, it's pretty unbalanced obviously. So I'm just going to try that setup to start with. I know it looks a bit at shit, but it should be right. Can only fall once. I might just wind that table up first, so if it does decide to fall, it can't fall far. It's lovely in there, isn't it? So where all this is coming from is from the oil that and the grease I'm putting inside this head. It's obviously coming through the seal back into the head there. Anyway, it is what it is. I've got a mess. I've got all that cleaned out. It looks pretty good in there actually. You can sit it down on the ground now, so there's no fear of it dropping. And then I can get into and clean that mess up. As you can see, it's a homemade job. That was done before I got it. Boy, it's good to see that clean. It's actually been a homemade arbor, which I didn't realise until now. I remember when I first got this mill, when I pulled it apart, it was full of oil like it was there, but really old shit. It was real bad. Easy go. So I've got to reverse that spindle, reverse the polarity of the motor, so I can get running in the right direction. Okay, so I've been having a real good think about this. Now what I do have to make is the arbor for this face mill to fit in this ER40 collet. I'm probably going about this arse about front, but I've got to make up a new drawbar, a arbor with a straight shank, plus I've got to pull the mill out and reverse the wires on the motor to get the spindle to spin the opposite direction. So what I'm going to do is that I'll sit there, is I'll work out my length of my arbor, and then I want to put the head back up on the mill so I can use it as a vertical mill to do the couple of features in this, in the straight one that I make. And then that's going to give me a bit of time, because I haven't had any time in the workshop this week, and I've only got tomorrow pretty much, and then I've got to edit the video, and I really want to get video out this week. So that'll give me a bit of time then to get my pallet jack back, and I'll be able to get the mill out, give it a good clean down while it's out from the wall, and I can reverse everything and get it set up to run as a horizontal mill, because I did pick up a piece of inch plate that I want to make some plates for the press, and I want to use this so I can face the edges and so on that inch plate. I think that's what I'll do. I'll sit the head back up, bolt it all up as a vertical mill, and make the arbor, make all the bits I need, and then I can strip it down, make a new drawbar, do all that, and that'll be in, yeah, hopefully get that done for next week's video. Righto, so we're going to make a start on making this straight shank arbor for that face mill I've got. There's a mark here. This is going to be the shank that fits in the collet. Going to take this down to 26. That's the biggest one I got in ER40, or the ER40 takes. So face it off, smash it down to 26. So we're going to be down to 26, so we got 17 mil or something to come off roughly. Well, get into it. It's alright. Them new Mitutoyo digital calipers, they're bloody beautiful to use. I'm going to swap this out now and put this in a collet. Put the collar track up obviously, and then put the features on the other end. Okay, got it spun around in a collet and face it off. Just want to clean up this outside edge just till it's cleaned up, and then reduce the section down for the face mill to sit onto. That's down to 22 mil. A little bit there, it'll be right. Okay, so what I have to do is reduce this end here down to 22 mil, same as this end, and drill and tap obviously for M10, and over to the mill to put these drive dogs in. I've got to go to an appointment shortly, so I might make that, let that cool down. Might just fill it with this corner first, clean this face up as well, let it cool down and do the final cut when I get home. So 22.27, so 0.27 to come off. Look at that, 22 on the dot. Oh, that fits. So what I can do now is drill and tap the end here for M10. gangsters. Done. Okay, I've touched off on this face and I have touched off on the top. I've got to come in 14mm from this front face here. That's where these drive dogs are going to sit. Eventually I'll make another set of these, but for now I'm just going to interchange them between the two arbors, whichever one I'm using. You almost say that fitted. A little bit of play, but you could expect a little bit. Nothing's ever perfect. Well, for some reason the GoPro froze as I started doing that slot, so I found out when pain in the ass. But anyway, that slot is in. So now what I have to do, which I've already explained this to the camera once and realised it wasn't working, is I've got to drill a hole straight down through this hole, straight down through here, that aligns, to put the thread in to hold these in. They're an M5 thread. There's a roundabout way of trying to get out of my gob on it. So hopefully if I just drill straight through, I'll be able to just tip this over and tap the other side as well, and it'll be good enough. Gives you a bit of estimated guesswork. Zero the DRA there. I'll swap that out with a 4.2. Drill it through, tap it, and we're good to go. So I'll tap them two holes now just by hand, and then hopefully it's all aligned. I just got to run around these two edges, top and bottom, just with a needle file, just to take them burrs off. I want to run that 10mm tap back up in there as well. Just to be on the safe side. Okay, so I've just been around and deburred all that. It all feels pretty good now. And that's about that tool. Well, this is finished now. Put the wedges in, screw the end on, and we're done. That's it. That's done. There we have it. Stumpy, little stumpy arbor. It turned out alright, eh? I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, so there's the 50 taper. ER collar in it. That's how it's going to look. There's not a lot of stick, oh, it's a bit of stick out, but anyway, that's done. What I've got to do now is sort the mill out. Got to take the head back off. Yeah, a bit of rooting around, but this, yeah, I've got a couple other appointments this week, that, yeah, doctor's appointments and so on, so that's about screwed me over for time this week. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that. Something, yeah, pretty basic build, but that's what we're up to. And having some new tools like this Noga arm and these coolant proof veneers, they are absolutely brilliant. I'm really happy with them. Like this here just is that nice, it's not funny. It's just solid as a rock. These are absolutely spot on, silky smooth. Pretty excited about having them, I tell you. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. See you next week.